Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right. I'm letting all the people in. I'm letting the AI robots in. That's still weird to me. It's so interesting. What a time to be alive, huh? Awesome. All right, hey friends, as all of our people are rolling in, I'm going to do this every time, so just be ready if you've got good things. I would love for two or three of you just to start us. It's a Monday. Start us off on a positive note, whether it's bold related, personal, business. I don't care. Who's got something good to start us off with? Let's hear it.
Well, the South Florida Region Mastermind was off the chain. We raised over $52,000 for Hawaii. So I want to give a big round of applause to an amazing event. For those that did go, it was amazing. It was amazing. It inspired a lot of people. And I took 4 recruits, and I believe I'm going to sign all of them.
That's fantastic. I love
That's
to
my
hear that.
Monday morning. There you go.
I'll take it. I'll take it. That's wonderful. All right, what else we got? Give me one or two more. Come on, give us some goodness. Let's all be like Chaz this morning. He is on it.
Let's go.
Still at 3:30. Is the volume up? Good morning.
Yes. Hey, good morning. Did you have something good to share, or is that just hello?
Oh, that's just hello. We just did a quick brief moment of silence for 9/11. So we're all up here at the desk. Good morning.
What a day. What a day. All right, you got to give me
Martha, you guys should probably mute if you can. Martha, you should mute, please, if you could.
Because there's background noise until you guys want to talk.
Yeah.
You got to give me one more, like, friends, hello. Like, you've got all sorts of the rest of the day to be bleh. Like, somebody's got something good. Let's hear it.
In Kansas City, it finally feels like we're getting to the fall weather. It's not 100+ degrees. So we're gonna enjoy that.
That sounds from Florida. That sounds amazing. What is this fall you speak of? We're just in our second summer. Awesome. All right, cool. Well, thank you, you two, for giving us something good. All right, so here's what I'd like to do. And I'm going to ask, I know we have a lot of people on these calls because we've got so many different market centers participating in these bolds. And I ask this with respect, like I'm here to be your friend, your partner, to get you what you want out of this bold, to get you what you want out of life for all I care. That's what I'm here for. I'm going to ask that you just be with us for the next less than 30 minutes. And just, if you're doing other stuff. Now, for those of you driving a vehicle, keep driving the vehicle. That part's important. I would like you alive. If you're doing other stuff, though, just let it sit for a second. One lesson that I am consistently continuing to learn is to just be where my feet are. And every time I focus on that, my life gets better, my business gets better. And yet, I want to do an exercise. And there's two reasons that I'd like to do it. I'd like to do it for you and for your betterment. And I'd like to do it because it's a great exercise for you guys to do with any of your agents in one-on-one conversations. And you don't necessarily have to do it in full-on exercise form. It'll all make sense in a second. So go ahead, do me a favor, friends. And I want you to grab something to write with. All right. Just grab, it can be a scratch piece of paper. You don't need anything big. It's not crazy. All right. And I'm going to show you my artistic skills just so you know what I want you to do. And just please draw 2 intersecting circles. Just draw a couple of eyeballs that are crossed, right? Just 2 intersecting circles. And what we're going to do here is I just want to get some clarity as to where we are on an individual basis around this bold. Everybody on this Zoom, you're all involved at a different level, right? Some of you are at the top end of leadership and you maybe are the reason that this bold is happening. Some of you are like, I was just told to be involved in this bold. And all these other places in between, right? And here's what I'd like to do. I want to measure 2 things today, and not for anybody to feel bad or good or right or wrong, just for us to have an awareness of where we are and decide whether we like it or not. And so that first circle, I want you to label that your commitment. All right, so just write in the word commitment. 2 M's, 2 T's. All right, that's one of those words, right? Or it might not even be 2 T's. I don't know. I probably told you to spell it wrong. All right, so commitment. Remember, I did go to elementary school in Florida, so you got to give me a break. Commitment. And on a scale of 1 to 10, and I'm speaking in direct regard to this bold that we are working to launch together. I want you to rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, not like where you think you would like to be, just like how committed to you are you to this bold, to hitting your goal, to making it amazing. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 is amazing, 1 is I wish I was not on this Zoom right now. All right. So just rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. No judgment, just do the honest number. All right. And then what I would like for you to do, and actually do me a favor, go into the chat box, type out what are the numbers we wrote out. Just type out your number on a scale of 1 to 10. Nobody's going to judge you, just do it. Look at all these honest numbers. I love that so much. I haven't seen a 1 yet. That'd make me cry. All right. Awesome. So now the other circle, what I want for you to do is I want you to label that action or actions. And I want you to rate yourself in the exact same way. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would I rate the actions that I'm taking to make sure that this bold goes off without a hitch, that we get every person that we desire in that room, that we have a waiting list at the door? What actions are we taking? And write that number in the other circle. All right. And then once you've written it, go ahead and type that in as well. Okay. So here's my pretend shocked face. Wait, the action numbers are lower than the commitment. All right. So now here's what I want to do just to kind of tie a bow with this. Take the two numbers and multiply them. And if you need a calculator, no one's going to judge you. Just do it. It's cool. We haven't done regular like school division or multiplication in such a long time. Multiply them together. Now, obviously, we had a total opportunity of 100. 10 times 10 is 100. All right. Type some of your total numbers in. All right. What did you get when you multiplied them? Howard is on it. Okay. So I think you're all amazing. It doesn't at the end of the day matter to me on like a personal, like it's going to affect me in my heart level, how many people you have in that bold room. And I saw some numbers that I'm going to take the most wild guess that some of you are like, ew, maybe that's not where I need to be right now. Like, is anybody feeling a little ew about their number? Cool. Now, and I don't want you to beat yourself up about it. There's literally no reason to do that. Howard, go ahead.
What I was going to say is, as Chaz opened our call with we just had this mastermind thing on Friday, and maybe it's a limiting belief on my part, yet I feel like that kind of held. I know you got 3 launches, and I apologize for the other launches. I feel like that's affected our launch in some ways. And now I feel like now that that's out of the way, which was on Friday, it's done. Our next major initiative is this. So I'm hoping that these numbers are going to go way up based on that.
Well, and I appreciate that. And it's the funny thing is, I love that you're considerate and you're like, hey, no, there's other launches on here. I bet the other launches have all sorts of crazy other things that they have to promote right now and sell. And like it's you guys aren't alone there. And so I understand that. We one of the interesting things about being part of this beautiful, beautiful company is that they give us so many great tools to use that sometimes it's like, which one do I use today? And I get that. So I appreciate that. Now, so that's for you. And if you don't like the way your numbers are, we're going to talk about that in a minute. All right. Here's the other thing, right? When you're with your agent, you know your agents have challenges right now. No one's surprised. We know that our agents are challenged right now. And I think even some of the ones that are doing great, I think they're more challenged than we realize. This is a really great tool to use, and you don't have to say commitment and action. So you can flip the script on this and you can be in a conversation with them and you can ask them that first circle. If you ask them to rate the current state of their business on a scale of 1 to 10, so instead of commitment, ask them just to rate their business. And like, let's say you're on the phone with them, something like that. Like, you don't need to ask them to draw circles. Like you can just walk them through this mentally, right? You would ask them to rate their business. And then that second circle or non-circle, if you're just having a conversation, is ask them to rate their life. So you have your business and your life outside of real estate. How would you rate that right now on a scale of 1 to 10? Here, those of you that have launched Bold enough times, you know that when you get an easy yes to sign up for Bold, it's because they had a big need. Like there was a gap. They were way off on their income. They didn't know how they were going to pay their next mortgage. Their marriage may have been on the rocks because of how much they're like something was happening, and it was a no-brainer for them to say yes. Now, most of the registrations that you're going to get, unfortunately, don't fall into that category. We have to peel back the onion a little bit more. And just as if you were to walk into a Nordstrom's tomorrow and walk right in, they're going to ask, what are you looking for? And you're going to say, I'm just looking. Except you're not just looking because you walked into a brick and mortar store in 2023. And they're going to keep asking some questions and they're going to get you talking. And then eventually, right, you're going to allow them to help you. As we're having these one-on-one conversations with our client, they are our clients actually, with our agents, with our recruits, we've got to find the gap. I don't think there's anybody on your roster whose life and business are perfect right now. I also know that we don't always know what that gap is. And when we can have conversations like this, when we can get their eyes open to like, I think everything's great because I have blinders on. And then you get them to rate themselves at a 6 and a 7, and their whole world is running at a 42 out of 100 right now. That's eye-opening. And so I just wanted you to have that because we have 4 weeks left of this launch, plus launch week, right? Everybody here can still knock it out of the park and I have launched Bolds altogether in 4 weeks before. So we have time to either crush it and hit these numbers that y'all have given me that you're so excited about, or we have time to roll in at some bare minimums and have a lot of empty seats. And that's totally up to you guys. And I support you in whatever you desire to do. So here's what I'd like to do. I would like to do 2 things for the rest of this call. One is that I would like specific goals for each market center. And again, not you're like, well, I'm going to give them a low number because like, give me the number of people that you really want in there so that as we send out these daily emails, you can truly see where you stand. Because I can go through for all 3 bolds and tell you exactly where you should be at the end of this week to be on track for your goal, right? I can do that, except none of these bolds are single market center bolds. So I want to know where you guys stand so I can help you at a better level. So I'm going to run through really quickly. And if anybody's not on the call, I'll reach out separately. So just don't worry about it. And then what I want to do is I want to mastermind around these conversations that we get to have with our people. Imagine this many weeks in, you're starting to hear maybe some objections that maybe we can help each other through. Okay, so I'm going to start with Minneapolis. I'm just going to call your market center number and just tell me what your don't judge it like I'm excited about this goal. Like how many people do you want in that room full bold? So market center 697. How many? I'm doing all Minneapolis first.
40.
40?
For Maple Grove only, right?
Yep.
Yeah, just your MC. So 40. Okay. 358. Market center 358.
Nope, sorry, I'm right here.
Are you?
I'm just getting confirmation from my team leader because she couldn't be on the call. I want to make sure we're on the same page, so we're committed.
Okay, put it in the. You can put it in the chat thread when she answers.
Thank you.
427.
20.
20. Thank you. 1138. I thought I saw you guys on here. Are you here? All right, I'll reach out separate. Market Center 600. Anybody here?
Yep, 20.
Awesome. Market Center 537. If I pass, oh, what was that? Oh, nothing. Market Center 701. Uh, 1381. All right, now I don't think these other 2 are going to be on here. Minneapolis has 82,000 market centers. Okay, going to Kansas City, 362, Morgan. What'd you say?
80.
80. Okay, awesome. Market Center 139. I saw them on here. 139, you there?
Yeah, 35.
Oh, 35. Perfect. Thank you. 284.
20.
20. And 1052. Yeah, they just joined. They might not be on here. All right. And last not least, Ubaldini. Cynthia, what's your number?
50.
50. Chaz, what about you?
50.
Madison.
20.
Awesome. You guys are the best. 378. Did I write yours down? Oh, 378. 40. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, cool. Thank you guys for bearing with me through that. I'll reach out individually to other people. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I know you started having your conversations. How are they going? What's coming? What is stopping the growth, right? Let's hear it. Like every market center hears the same stuff, so I don't care who speaks up. Who is struggling with any type of conversation or maybe even approaching the conversation? Let's work together to set ourselves up for a super huge week.
I'll go, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it. I would love it.
We've changed a little bit. This year, we are not doing the Bold reimbursement program. And so
Right.
for folks who've been in Bold for all these years and are used to that, we're getting a little bit of pushback.
Okay. So what does that conversation look like?
Well, Cynthia, I love Bold and I know, I love Hudson, and this year money's just, it's tight and I'm worried, and I really want, I'd like to be able to get my money back.
Okay. So where have you been going with that? Like what is your
all around.
response?
Yeah, so it's always around, well, let's talk about what you learned from Bold in the past, the results that you've had. Did Bold impact your business, your family, your life? So all the questions I've been asking are, how's your business now? What are your goals for next year? What's your plan to get there? And then I always circle back to the accountability piece in Bold and how it helps to get them back on track in order to accomplish their goals. So what happens if they don't have that accountability? What happens if they don't meet their goals? And if they know that Bold works, regardless of a $800 reimbursement, if they have an opportunity to earn 10 times that, or whatever their number is.
I love that. So I think an easy question that would be really, really difficult to not have go your way in that situation is, do you believe that you would earn more money if you took this Bold than if you didn't? They're all going to say yes, or they're lying to you, right? Like literally, that. So instead of even necessarily pointing out a bunch of stuff, I would probably go there first. Like, do you believe that you would earn more income because that you took this Bold? They're going to say yes. Awesome. Do you believe that it would be more than $799? They're going to say yes. Okay, so I totally understand. And I think that we need to think like a lot of us have probably sold real estate at some point as well. Look, I get it. I understand that you don't want to be out $800. I 100% understand. I know you're used to getting it reimbursed. I get it. I want to make sure you understand. I acknowledge that. And would you be earning more money if you were in the room? Yes. Would it be more than $799? Yes. Cool. So let's get you signed up. And I think it's going in. I think with a lot of these people, when you're in a good, and I've said this multiple times already, and I'm going to keep saying it multiple times. So just understand that it's because it's one of the biggest reasons we don't hit goals. So that's why I keep harping on it. When you have somebody ready to go, friends, you get them registered right then and there. You don't send them a link. You don't hand them a piece of paper. You do it right then and there. And I know it's going to take an extra 2 minutes out of your day that frankly, I understand that you didn't even have the 2 minutes to begin with. So I get that it's annoying. They'll be signed up. When you're in a conversation with someone and you've uncovered a gap. So forget this part, right? You've uncovered a gap. Great. Well, it sounds like Bold would be a great way to fix that. So why don't we go ahead and get you registered right now? Where is your credit card? Like, if you jump right into it, it gets done. Howard, go for it.
What I was going to say is back in the day before we had a reimbursement program, my experience is a majority of the agents that use this as a objection weren't going to get a reimbursement anyway because they're the ones that are not as productive. The bulk of the people that are going to be in Bold, that are going to be productive agents grow, like it's October, we're almost in October, so it's time to start reestablishing our ALCs. Those people, they're the ones that and I'm Cynthia, I hear you loud and clear, and Madison, I know what's coming up. I'm in the offices, I hear this, but I think it's a narrative that some people are jumping onto as their excuse not to be in there. However, I think it's important that we look at our rosters, identify the people that are number one Bold advocates, number two, the people that would take it, and number three, that are career tracked agents that understand that $799 is an iota of one transaction of the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 that they would get by being in there. So I'm not just devaluing the objection because I get it, but I do believe it's an excuse. That's just my thoughts, Hudson.
Well, I think they're all excuses. That's the reality. I mean, we know that objection's just a really fancy word for an excuse. I mean, that is what it is. And I know that we get beyond it quicker when we ask questions. Sitting in the fun fact to the rest of the launches, I physically sit in the Tampa office, one of the ones that we're launching. The producing agents are also complaining about the $799, and it's an excuse. And so it's easy to get past that. The people that were never going to get reimbursed in the first place, I don't know that that's our target or that it should be. We want people in that room that are actually going to implement and go earn money for the betterment of them and the betterment of the market centers that we're with. Is there any other stumbling block that you guys are coming upon in your conversations that we could talk about? And if not, I've got one more direction to go, but anything else?
One of the objections
go ahead.
that I get is that they've taken it before and yeah, it was great, but they're not going to do it again this time.
So what's their are you asking specifically, because done it before is not a big reason, right? Like, are you asking why? Like, if you said it was great before, so why not now? There's got to be something more specific. Are we asking that?
A lot of times it's money.
Okay. So I think it kind of goes back in the same direction. So you have done this before. When you did it before, did you earn more money? Their answer is probably yes, right? Well, it wouldn't this time be just like then. Guys, our agents are in the dumps right now. Y'all know that, right? Their business is down. The rates are high. The news about the market is worse than the actual market is, and yet the market's not perfect either. Like, here's what I believe. Take it or leave it. We need to love these agents enough and care about our market centers enough to have some fierce conversations with them, because their heads are in the sand. When they're telling you, Carrie, that they don't want to take it because of money. Okay, well, let's get you some money. Like, what could you do to get into the room? And I think that's where we need to get them thinking. If somebody's worried about the expense, that's a real worry. I understand. I've been there. Trust me. Like, what can you do to figure it out? Because this would help. So if you can't come up with the money, how could you? Or we also know that a lot of the people that say they can't afford it could afford it. And yet they don't have as much money as they did a year ago. So they're a little bit more worried about spending the money. I mean, I put my first Bold on a credit card that I knew I was never going to pay. And I'm so grateful I took on that negative debt at the time, because it changed my life. And I think that's one of the things that we really, really, really have to understand, friends. Like, I know that these conversations are tedious. I know it's hard to hear the same thing over and over again and keep rehabbing the conversation. Guys, you have an opportunity to really, really touch people. Like this is make or break. Like, do they get to stay in the career or not? Do they get to move to the next house? Do they get to start a family? Do they get to start a team? it's big stuff and it's worth it.
I think that some of the fear is that because they're in the dumps, that they're afraid that if they take it and they commit and everything, that, you know, the economy, the interest rates, everything, that maybe they won't have the success that they have had in the past with it, or that their head's not in it, they're not committed to it.
So I would ask a question like this, and if I've done, a lot of you that I've done team meetings, you've already heard me ask this question. I would ask that agent, would you agree that there's somebody in this, you know, talk local, right? Would you agree that there are agents in our market that are going to have their best year ever this year? They're going to say yes, because they know that logically someone's still killing it right now. Well, okay, great. That's why you need to be in this bold. Like, you're focused on all these things that you have no control of. There's money to be made. Every single day there are listings received, buyers signed, and properties put under contract. So let's get you into an environment where you're not stuck in the doldrums of everything going on. That's going to be there whether you like it or not. Let's get you focused in the direction of what you can do. And I think we've got to love them enough to push, because the reality is somebody's going to call them from Coldwell Banker or EXP or Real or insert whatever local boutique brokerage you have down the road, and they're going to love them enough to smack some sense into them. And I think we've got to be kind and lead with our heart, and yet we've got to step up and wake these people up. I don't want to take bold because nothing's going right. I don't want to take bold because I have no money. Oh, those are like the literal reasons you should take bold. My business is down. That's why you go. I think we've got to be willing to, and we do it by asking them questions. I think that if there's anything I can leave you with today, I don't even care if you think it's a great question. A bad question's better than a great statement, in my opinion. We've got to get them there and make it their idea. Help them see that the way that they're thinking is not serving them as far as them receiving their goals. Zeke, I don't want to ignore your questions. I'm going to tell you, you have my assistant's email. It's that coach assistant, Alyssa. Send her an email and she can get you some stuff for that. Okay. Or tell you where it is in Bob. Here's what I want to do. We've only got 3 minutes left, probably closer to 2. What I would love is, let's close this out. What can you do? So not focus on what's not, like, what can you do this week to move the needle forward? And as you're coming up with a couple of things to share, I will let you guys know on an individual basis exactly where you need to end the week on by market center. I'll send that out in email form. What can you do this week to move the needle forward and affect some lives?
I liked your statement about the way that you're thinking is not serving you to help you reach your goal.
Yeah. And that's literally what bold is. Like, we're going to tackle their mindset, which is how they think. I love that. Get them there. And I really want us, until we get closer, like, let's focus on full bolds. And also, if they're ready to say yes to step 1, just get them signed up. We just need them in the room. We can get them if they're in the room. So I don't want us to forget full bolds exist. Take the win. If it's time for a step 1, give me 1 or 2 more. What will you do this week to ensure success? Come on, people, don't be shy.
I want a lot of recruits there. So I'm going to be doing, along with Zeke, a smart plan that we've created called the Bold Smart Plan, that we're going to start emailing, inviting, dropping it in their calendars, and also making phone calls and text messages with the friendly TCPA, PC award. So we're going to be reaching out to recruits and also doing the same thing with our agent population, doing more of a smart plan to constantly stay in touch with them in care calls.
I love that. Thank you for that last part, because I will tell you right now, all of that stuff is supplemental to the care calls. I love that. Right. Robin, you're getting, I like it. Look, when you get your entire ALC signed up, it's a strong message. Get a phone out, record a quick video, blast it out to your entire agent body, put it on Facebook, create FOMO. I love that. Give me one more. What are you going to do this week? How are we ensuring success?
We're asking our whole staff team to make phone calls today. They've all got an assignment to call so many agents by the end of by Wednesday morning.
I love that. And that's a great idea for everybody. What if you took even just 1 hour this week, or maybe you could find more, everybody's different. What if you did it together? Like, think about like a reverse bold 100 or something. What if you made this fun? What if you spent 20 or 30 bucks on pizza or something? Do it in the middle of the day. Go do it together so you can celebrate wins together, because the energy creates more energy. I love that. Guys, I appreciate you. Here is your reminder. I'm your partner. If you need something, reach out. I'm here to help you and serve you and support you in hitting your very important goals. Have a beautiful week. Love these people enough to ask them the right questions, and I'll talk to you soon. I appreciate you all.